What is up, you guys? It is your boy, Brett Biggers, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to be talking about Chapter 4, Season 1. Now, we will be talking about all the other seasons before that in their own separate videos. We're going to make a little series of it, and just what my opinions are. But we are not going to do every season. I'll just leave Chapter 1 alone since I just don't really have a lot of big opinions. Because that wasn't when I was like a big Fortnite type of guy. But it was really until I got to Chapter 2. Maybe I might include... You know what? Yeah, we'll do every season. I don't care. But anyway, let's start off with the season that we're in now. Chapter 4, Season 1. Now, before we get into this, we will be having early and later opinions with all of the seasons. So there will be an early opinion for Chapter 4, Season 2. And then there's just going to be the entire thing for Chapter 4, Season 2. But if you guys just want one opinion for the entire season, I'll do that as well. But we will be doing that. And also, again, make sure you go to my communities tab. We have 3 planted uploaded videos. You guys decide which ones would you guys like to see. Now, if it's tied, I'll do all of them. I don't care. If there are 2 interested, I'll do those 2. If one of them is interested, I'll only do that one. Alright. Let's get into it. So starting off Chapter 4, Season 1 with one of the worst events in Fortnite history, in the Fracture event, in my opinion, is probably the worst event. But, again, it's my opinion. There are people that do like the event, but there were some good aspects into the thing. I'm not saying it's bad, because there is not a single event that is yet to be bad from Fortnite. Despite it was quite boring, it wasn't terrible. I liked the beginning a little bit. I also liked the cutscenes. Like, the cutscenes were, like, the only thing that was actually interesting. But, yeah. But, anyway, let's get into it. So, to start off with the season, they introduced the new guns. Completely a new map. New perks. Which, again, the perk system, which we're going to be talking about a lot. Well, maybe not a lot, but the perk system, in my opinion, was the best system that Fortnite decided to add into the new season. I think it was not necessary. I don't think it was necessary to be added into the game. But it was a nice, fun, and also, like, a nice, fun way to play Fortnite with replayability. Because the fact of, trying new augments and stuff like that. And soon, I think I will plan a video, of the worst to best augments in the chapter. I'll be doing that very soon. But, I'll probably do that video around, like, March or something like that, I guess. But, yeah. But March will be around that time when you would expect March to March 8th or 10th if the season doesn't start yet for Season 2. But, anyway, yeah, it did start off very slow. I really did not like the season at the beginning. The beginning of the season was pretty bad, honestly. I mean, it wasn't bad, I would say. It was kind of just boring pretty quickly here. Because there wasn't a lot of name locations, interesting enough. But there was also just a not such great laid out map. And I still has this argument to this day, but I think it's a little bit better than I treated it before, because I said it was the worst map in general. But I'm not wrong. It's still the worst. I still think it is the worst so far. Just because, like, there's no old locations, which is why I love Chapter 3. And what they did is they introduced locations that we're comfortable having, and yada yada yada. But it was very hard to adjust to all new name locations. It was very annoying. And then you got the Shockwave Hammer. And for the love of God, I hated it at the beginning of the season. For overpowered stand wise. It was very overpowered, and a lot of people are going to be like, oh, it doesn't have like 3 charges and 20-second cooldown. When the season just came out, the cooldown was, it had 4 shockwaves and a 20-second cooldown. It was very annoying, and like it was pretty much because people could just glide around the map over and over and over and over again, and they also could use this as a melee, which does 75 damage or 125. It depends on where you are accurate to the person. It was a very, very... It honestly is a very simple weapon to get out of bad situations, number one, which made it very annoying. And also made this weapon the only, like, a must-have and when you're doing solos and squats, which would make it in that fun in that direction. But in general, very annoying, and it was very stressful to kill people with it. The Excalibur, I was honestly really disappointed why they called this gun Excalibur. Honestly, I wish it was kind of just an overpowered sword. That's when I come in the top of my head, Excaliburs. But no, it is apparently a sword shotgun sniper. Literally. I don't get it. But yeah, it was very broken in the beginning of the season, but they nerfed it. Now it's actually kind of just a piece of garbage, and I never pick it up ever again. Pretty much. At first, I don't know why. I thought this gun was a shotgun, but then it was ended up being a sniper rather than a shotgun. But a shotgun carrying in shotgun bullets, which was very interesting in my opinion. But yeah, we're also going to be talking about every single new gun into the game. And now, this is a common theme for Chapter 3 even. The shotguns were just not that good. Now, I think they were better than what they were during Chapter 3 Season 1, in my opinion. But they're still not great. The Thunderclap was an alright shotgun. It was kind of just a pump with one less bullet and also just worse damage and worse spread. Maven shotgun, I think before they buffed it, I really just didn't really have any enjoyment with the shotgun. And then you got the SMGs, which of course they were OP. I mean, they usually are. The machine pistol came back. And then you also have the twin mag SMG, which I think was a very interesting concept. One reload is faster than the other reload. I thought it was very interesting, but it was also very overpowered, but it wasn't very overpowered until people know how to use the tactical pistol. Then they buffed it, which now I would say is probably better than the machine pistol. The ARs in this game, though, the new ones, God, I hate them. The assault rifle, the Scar, it's not that bad, honestly, but it's just technically not even new. It's just buffed fire rate by 0.5. The Red Dot AR, God, I hate this gun. I honestly was a fan of it for like the first couple days, but when I noticed how terrible the accuracy was, I'm like, oh god, this gun sucks. DMR was in there, thank god. They honestly learned their lesson and actually kept some old guns in the game, which thank god they learned their lesson for that. But yeah, but then you got no snipers. You end up having bows, which it weren't until the later portions where the bows were actually useful rather than disuseful. But yeah, you kind of see the guns, the loot pool, the map. It wasn't really that good. And it kind of was like that way for a while, and with a underwhelming Winterfest. And I remember this Winterfest very well. I remember Crackshot's cabin was my favorite location. Yeah, that's very disappointing, in my opinion. Because obviously, it's a good place to just land in general when you're in solos or duos or anything like that. It's a very good location to land to. With also a weather station nearby, it was a very good area to land with 1 or 2 people. Maximum 3. But, yeah. It was pretty much my main location, so I started to like Airmont Square, faulty splits. is an average location. I kind of like it in some cases. Like, there's no great location on this map, in my opinion, but there aren't terrible ones, which is kind of just the theme of the season. Nothing bad, but nothing good. But man, I really loved. So they introduced the Goomkai mythic, then it got removed because of a bug of some sort. But it was back. I hated it at first because it just wasn't that overpowered, and it was actually extremely overpowered, and it was broken. And I started trying to use it. It was actually usable for me, and it was overpowered, and I was happy. But then Fortnite just gone. I don't know what developer said as drunk, saying, "Hey, what if we added the Kamehameha and the Nimbus Cloud Mythic into Fortnite? Let's do that, right?" Yeah. That was me pretending to be drunk. But anyway, they added them into the game. Not even complaining. I'm not complaining. Matter of fact, I actually enjoyed it. That was the best moment of the entire season, in my opinion. The fact that you had two amazing overpowered mythics with the Nimbus Cloud just was insane, and I loved it so much, and it was very awesome. It was very fun to be grinding mythics and stuff. And they also added a couple of new augments. Now, obviously, I love the mythic pistol augment. Yeah, I wish it was a little less rare to get, but once you get this augment, you feel like you are the best man in the world. Especially when you compare it with making your mini bullet guns faster and having it have extra bullets. Then you just make this gun completely go on steroids, and it will be absolutely crazy. And, oh yeah, I forgot about some augments that I recommend using, which would be the tactical armory, and yeah. There were some augments removed and added now in the season. I'm not going to be talking about all of them. I'll be talking about some of these augments in my season thing. But the augments in the later point were very fun and entertaining. But now I'm like, okay, there's going to be nothing that's going to top this update. But man, I was wrong. Now, the Most Wanted, I honestly have to say, might be the best update ever. And that's kind of crazy, because I'm saying this ever. Now, obviously, I would not say it's the best, but it is definitely up there in top 5. Now, the best ones were the Nightmare event. The best ones were the Fortnite Mares, the third one, back in Chapter 2, Season 1. Winterfest, the third one, obviously. And also, Travis Scott events. But besides that, that's the best event I've ever seen. And that's saying a lot. Now, it was kind of like the Dragon Ball Z with, all the challenges and stuff. But this was very interesting. So there were 3 vaults introduced to the map, which we have yet to see. I think the last time we saw vaults in... Obviously, we had the key vaults, but, killing mythic bosses and getting the key card, the last time I think that happened was it... I think it was Chapter 2, Season 4, and that's, a long time ago. So, hey, I'm not complaining. It was very fun, and also, the best part about the update in general was they added new exotics, which we haven't seen a new exotic since, I think, Chapter 2, Season 6 with the exotic bow. Actually, was it Season 6 or 5? I don't know. It was one of those two. But anyway, that pretty much is the best way to say that it's been a long time since we ever gotten a new exotic. It was very fun to be using these new exotics. Now we're going to be talking about these exotics in their own right, and also having my opinion afterwards. The Red Dot AR, it's pretty much the same thing, but with a lesser fire rate, but more damage, and also explodes players. The main shotgun, it is very good, and when you reload, when you shoot it on a player, you get the spicy mint ability. Heavy shotgun, I think it just destroyed structures a lot more, and it's also more of a pump than it is actually than the heavy. P90, this gun has you have when you the ability is when you don't decide to reload it if you're stupid, and sprint into enemies, you would have this gun reloaded during that periods of time. The twin mag SMG, I actually don't remember what this one does. I think it gives you the ability to, it's like the 0 point fragment thing. I don't know, but anyway, that's all the exotics. I don't really see like two of them being very useful, which is the shotgun and the P90. Other ones I don't really care about that much, but the two were very fun and very entertaining to use. But now they didn't add any new locations or anything. Matter of fact, they haven't really added any new locations during the entire season, which I think is a very big problem. But it's very interesting. Obviously, the story has kind of just sucked until like one point, but like that's kind of it. The story hasn't really been incredible by now. Obviously, again, this video will be maybe updated with some other stuff because this might be one of the last updates tomorrow, but that's just my opinion. But anyway, that will be it for the video. I do think Chapter 4 Season 1 was kind of a season that really gotten good during the later portions of the season. Kind of like World War II, like, the updates weren't really that good until the later portions, but it was kind of too late, if you know what I mean. And